Hey everyone, how's it going? Muthurajah here, back with a new lesson finally. Just to give you all an update, my surgery went well. I don't know what you can see there. The scar is pretty okay. The wound's closed. I'm just starting to get decent function of my hands, so I'm basically shedding and practicing to rehabilitate my hands because it makes sense to play the bass to do that as opposed to going for physical therapy exclusively, right? So I've kind of been forced to sit and actually just practice as opposed to just shredding and trying to, do my usual stuff of sitting with tracks and playing along and doing all those kind of things. So it's brought me to a specific place where I've been deep diving with certain old ideas that I used to practice. And one of the things I used to practice a lot was the pentatonic scale. But I used to try to vary my approaches based on the musicians that I admire who really had a way with the pentatonic scale. So for today's lesson, for this particular lesson, I want to talk about Zawinul. Because in my personal opinion, Zawinul is obviously one of the most reputed and formidable keys player to have ever walked the planet, in my opinion. Very unique. In fact, I would go ahead and say there was nobody that played like him. The soundscape and just everything about him was just incredible. And the fact that he transitioned from a bop sound, playing piano with Cannonball Adderley, and that to Weather Report to the Zawinul Syndicate, and of course the things he did with Miles, and then the stuff he did with Trilok Gurtu, McLaughlin, and just a whole body of work. But there was one thing that always caught me about Zawinul was just how he would play the sweetest sounding melodies using just simple major scale ideas and pentatonic scale. But what he had at his disposal to maximize that sound was these synths that he used a lot of times, right? So that's kind of what I was mirroring in the intro of this lesson. So what I kind of want to talk about is not anything you don't already know, but it is to try to create a perspective based on the things we already know. So I have done a few lessons on pentatonic scales, and I'm going to link a recent one here with regards to altered scales and pentatonic scales. But I've made a playlist of pentatonic scale based lessons that I've already done, so do check out the whole playlist. So I might repeat myself based off of previous videos, so don't mind that. We are just going to look at a very simple C minor 7 chord, okay? So that's what I'm working with. Okay, so we have three basic options on a minor 7 chord. Okay, we have the minor pentatonic from the root, we have the minor pentatonic from the 2 or 9, and then we have the minor pentatonic from the 5. These are the main ones. I have discussed this and broken down this in previous videos, so please go check it out because I don't want to keep repeating myself, and I'm repeating myself by saying that I don't want to repeat myself. Anyway, moving on. So what Zawinul would always do was he would play tiny ideas, okay? So let's say if I have C minor 7 here, and if you're playing G minor pentatonic, what we bass players tend to want to do is and then start playing sequences and patterns. There's nothing wrong with that, but the problem is we are not usually able to hit the breaks. What I mean by that is we usually don't have the ability to do something like this. That's it. Right? So there's a very strong vocal component about Zawinul. He would just play. So and then just build on that. So now I switched to the pentatonic or the minor pentatonic on the 2. So in this case, C minor 7, it's C minor pentatonic and D minor pentatonic. So I can take that phrase and mirror it on either one of the scales. So what I did with, say, the G minor was B flat C D, and then you can go. So I have this mirror phrase. Now I don't play them verbatim like that, but what you do is, let's say I do, I resolve it on this B flat, and then I permutate that same phrase in D minor. And the thing is, because of the way these pentatonic scales line up, you can constantly keep connecting your ideas that way. So what I enjoyed so much about Zawinul was just how he would use these lines and kind of just very subtly play different ideas. So check this out. This is what it would sound like. As far as my voicing is concerned, I was doing a C minor 7 here. I'm going to add the 11, 13, and 9 on top. Okay? Just to give you a more holistic sound of all the tonalities based on pentatonic scales and melodies, small melodies. Then playing like these major scale ideas. And then slowly building up on that. And then you can kind of climb this mountain of sorts. So this is the process I used to take myself through. Drone and just let's try and explore. What I showed you right now is a more expedited version of it, right? And another thing, I don't know if you particularly noticed this, but when I tried mirroring and mimicking Zawinul on the keys on the synth, I wasn't literally getting his note for note ideas or anything like that, because I never really transcribed his solos, but I listened to it a lot. In fact, I could sing along with a lot of the solos just because I could resonate with every single idea. So this is like Black Market, a remark you made. He plays a wonderful synth solo on this vamp. There's just so many iconic moments that I feel like all of us need to listen to, because it's just incredible music, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you all, and I hope you get something out of this. All right. So if you kind of dig the nature of this lesson where I'm taking a particular player and using something like a pentatonic scale, let me know, because I'll be happy to kind of explore more pentatonic scale ideas of different players, train of thought, how we can practice it and kind of get it into our system. All right. So I hope you dig this, and I will see you all in the shed until the next one. Peace.